Hello my friends, welcome to Bookla's channel. In today's video I will show you how to create a simple website on Framer with user authentication, and also how to pass this authentication into Bookla booking component to give your users the possibility to make bookings only when they are authenticated. We'll use Outseta membership platform that basically gives you the possibility to integrate user profiles into Framer, Webflow, and other website builders. And how to make it all work and connect together, I will show you in this tutorial. Let's get started. Alright, we are in Framer and I created a simple website where we can implement our Outseta and Bookla booking component. So this is like a really simple page with just a few pages, like a home page, login page, sign up page, booking and membership. So all those pages are empty and I just added some linkage. So for example, if we can run this website, so we can just go to those pages and go back to home. So like nothing happens there yet. And now let's go to the Outseta website where I will show what kind of preparation you need to do to make it work in Framer. So let's do that. Alright, we are in Outseta and I already created an account, what we're gonna use in our tutorial. And basically, let's go through the setup process, the sections, basically what you need to set up to make it work with the Framer and also later with the Bookla. So first of all, we need to go to billing and plans. So I already created a free plan, and for your website, for example, you can also start with a free plan without any payment, so just to authenticate customers on your website. But in the future, for example, if you want to make like a paid access, so basically the purpose of Outseta is to create like a membership website with the payments, so you can create like different plans and hide different part of content on your website depending on the plan that customer has. And also it will be possible, for example, for the booking component, like hide it in some parts of the website and show in other parts. But yeah, I just created like a free plan for this tutorial to make things much simpler, so not to set up the Stripe and everything. So yeah, we created the free plan. Then we need to go to the Auth section with the sign in and sign up section. So first of all, we need to enter post login URL. And in our case, it will be the homepage of our Framer website. And the same thing for the sign up settings. Also, by default, the person name field is not added. And most probably you want to collect the first name and the last name of the customer. And to edit the fields here, you can just click add field and add more fields to your registration, your sign up form. And after that, we can go to design section where we can change the styling of our login and sign up screen. So for example, if you need to change some colors or font family or something else, so you can do that here. But in our tutorial, I don't think that we need to change any design because yeah, everything is quite clear. So I think in Outseta we don't need to do anything else, and now let's go back to Framer. And now in Framer, let's open the Outseta plugin. So if you don't see it in your plugins list here, just type in search Outseta and you'll be able to open it. Now in Outseta plugin, we can add an account. So Outseta domain, in our case, it's Bookla outseta.com, and the post login path and post sign up path is basically our homepage. Just connect. Okay, everything is connected, and now we can add our login and sign up screen. Let's open the login page, and in Outseta plugin, let's just go to the login page and click add login embed to the page. And now we have this page with the login component here, and we can just drag and drop it here, for example, just to to add it to the page. So right now we don't like care much about the design, so because the purpose of this tutorial is just to show how to connect everything. And let's do the same with the sign up page. So let's open the sign up component. So just add sign up to the page, drag and drop it to the page itself. All right, so we can close it for now. And let's check how this looks. So by default, for example, if you click play button here, so you will not see anything. So you just need to publish your website to see how it looks. Let's click publish, update, and let's open our domain. So yeah, we see the login page. And also, for example, if we want to see the sign up page, we can just open the sign up page here. Yeah, and as you see, by default, there is like a plan selection, but I will show you how to remove that. So to remove that, let's go back to Framer, to the sign up component, and let's just close it. Select the component, and on the settings of the component, you need to pre-select your plan. For example, if you have only one plan and you don't need the person to select any plan, you just can pre-select it. Select single plan, and now we need the plan UID. So if it's empty, you can go to the dashboard of the Outseta, you can go to billing, to plans, open your plan, and just copy this ID here. Go back to Framer and just paste it here, but it's the same ID, so because it was connected with the website. But anyway, if it's empty, you can just enter the plan UID here. And plan option skip. And now let's just publish, and let's check how it looks. As you see, sign up screen right now doesn't have any plan selection, so it just looks like a normal sign up screen with the first name, last name, and email. All right, we finished with the login and sign up screens. Right now, let's add some buttons to the header of our menu. So for example, let's just open the menu, and let's say we need login button, sign up button, and log out button that will be shown when your customer is authenticated. So to do that, let's just copy, for example, this item, paste it here, but we need it to be on the right side of the panel. Let's just paste it here and add it to the stack. And the stack, let's just align it to the right, all the items that will be like sign up, login buttons, so there should be aligned to the right side. So basically just select the stack, and the distribution, choose the end. And now let's just rename it to, for example, login. And also we can add some paddings to the stack on the right side, basically just to add the spacing and to make it look better. All right, we have the login button. Now we can add also the sign up button. Just copy and paste, rename it, sign up, and also the logout button. All right, so we have 3 buttons here, and we can just link those buttons to our sections. So login button will go to the login page, sign up button will go to the sign up page, and logout buttons, basically we don't need to link it to anywhere because we need to use code override from Outseta to make it work. Now we need to open the Outseta component again and copy the code override code for our website. So just go to the Outseta again and go to protected content. here code override and copy Outseta code override. Now we can go to the assets in our website and just in the code section click plus and new code file. Just select new override and let's call it Outseta. Create and just select everything and just paste the code from Outseta that we just copied. So basically this code will help us to hide some content, to make our logout button functional, and it also has other functionalities as well. Now let's go back to our home page and let's go to our menu button, and we need to show login and sign up buttons only when user is not authenticated. So to do that, just go to the right side menu and the settings of our login button, and in code overrides just add a new code override, select file Outseta, and the override show for anonymous. So basically this button will be shown for anonymous users, and the same with the sign up. Code override and show for anonymous. And the logout button, we need to do the opposite thing. In code override we can select show for authenticated customer. So basically if we can go back and publish our website, let's check how it looks, and we see that login and sign up button are enabled and are shown basically for customers who are not authenticated right now, and basically we didn't log in to this website. And if we click to the login, so we see that we can go to the login and sign up page. All right, so far so good, everything is working great, but let's make our logout button functional. Let's just select the logout button, and also basically we can use override for authenticated customer, but there is also another handy code override as logout button. It basically also hides this button as the component for not authenticated customers, and also it has the functionality of the logout button. And also for example, if we run this code, so this logout button, it doesn't have like the pointer cursor, but it can be easily fixed. So just go to the cursor settings on the logout button. So where was that? Here, cursor, web cursor, and just select the cursor here. And if we run and check this menu, so basically login, sign up has the cursor, and the logout also has the cursor. All right, and let's just double check that our website basically working with the all login, sign up, and logout button. So just to that logout is not visible. Yes, as I said, if you use the code override for the logout button, it's hidden. And let's check if we can sign up and after that log into the website. So let's click sign up, and let's just write down some details. For example, Igor's and Igor +1 at bookla.com. Let's click sign up, and yeah, we are redirected to the homepage. So most probably it's much better option to redirect to some like thank you page. Please check your email and confirm your account. So but yeah, let's check. We got the email, just click, and now we can set the password. So just like use a strong password from the Google Chrome, set password, just wait a little bit. And yeah, as you see, the logout button is there. We don't see sign in and sign up buttons, and basically we are authenticated in the website. Right now, let's go to the Bookla part, and I will show you how to integrate the booking component that will use the authentication from the Outseta. And basically when customer gonna make the booking, so this booking will be assigned to the customer which is linked to your customer in Outseta. So let's go to Bookla. Alright, I'm in Bookla right now, and I already created a new company in Bookla platform, just called it Bookla Gym, with just one service, training, and one resource like coach. So for this tutorial, I think just one service is enough just to show how to integrate the Bookla component and use the authentication. Now we need to enable Outseta plugin inside the Bookla. Open plugins, click add plugin, and right here there is Outseta plugin. Just click add, and now we can open the plugin and I can start the connection. But the connection is really simple, so you just need to enter the domain. In our case it's Bookla, and we have an option to store user data in Bookla. Basically the first name and the last name will be stored on Bookla side, but if it's disabled, Bookla will store only user ID from the Outseta and the email. So that's it. So if you don't want to store any data in Bookla, so you can just leave it empty. But for our tutorial, let's enable it. Click connect. So that's it. The connection is done. And now let's go to Framer and open our booking page. And let's open Bookla plugin here and just add our fixed component and let's start connecting it. So let's go to the settings of the component. So basically Bookla settings. API region in this tutorial will be EU. Just let's check Europe. API key, let's create the new API key. So Framer demo, and we need to select client permissions to get the client service, client resource, and guest client. Basically in this tutorial you can just disable it, so you don't need guest client because our customer will be pre-authenticated with Outseta. So just these two settings, click create, and we have our API key. Let's go back to the Framer, paste our API key. Now the company ID also we need to get it from Bookla. Open the company, copy, go to Framer, paste company ID, and then we need to add the service ID. And the service ID, let's go to services, copy the ID here, go back, put the service ID. All right, now we can just publish it, and let's check how the membership works. So we see that our component is working, but when we click continue, so we need to enter the data of the client. That in our case is not acceptable because we want to pre-authenticate our customer and then just give the option to make booking without entering any data, because we already know everything about this customer. So, and also one important thing, when you publish the website in Framer, so you will be automatically signed out as a customer if you even signed in previously, so you will be signed out. All right, let's go back to Framer and yeah, just close it. So first of all, in our component, we need to disable guest mode. So right here on the right side of the settings of the component, just click to no. And by default, it shows please log in to book, because the component at the moment knows nothing about the client authentication. And basically we need to add one code override to make it work with Outseta. So I already created one like code gist that I will share also in the description of this video, that you can just copy and paste to code override and then just change API key. So I will show you the code. So just I have the URL here and just copy this code, for example, close it, and now we need to go to the assets, click plus, new code file, code override, and you can call it Bookla, for example. Click create and paste the Outseta here. Also, we need, as you see, the get Outseta is red right now because we need to go to the Outseta file that we created previously, and we need to find get Outseta function and just make it export, because we're gonna use the Outseta from our code override that Outseta provides. So just save it, and it should disappear. So just maybe, yeah. So now we don't have any error. Now we need to enter the API key right here. So for this use case, we need to create a new API key in Bookla platform that will only allow the plugin authentication. So let's go to the Bookla platform, go to developers and create the API key, and let's call it Outseta demo. And here basically you need to allow authentication by plugins here. Click create, copy, go back to the Framer website and just paste it here. So just double check if it's correct. Yeah. So now let's just save it and let's go back to our page, to our booking page. And now when we selected the component, we need to go to the code overrides and add our Bookla code override. So the file is Bookla and the override with Outseta. And that's it. So right now, let's just publish our website. Let's, we already have it here, just reload. So we have the component that is shown right now, and we are not authenticated. And basically, if we can click the login button, so it will redirect us to the login page. So one option is basically to hide the component if user is not authenticated. And how to do that? You can go to the Framer, select the component, right click on the component, and you can, for example, add the stack. So basically you can add this component to the stack, because for the stack we can just add one more code override. So because we have the code override for our component and we can't add more, but we can add to the parent component. And basically so this will be just vertical stack with just one item. And here, when we see the code overrides, we can just click plus and select Outseta and show, for example, show for authenticated customers. So, and now if we gonna publish this version, and let's go to the make booking page, just reload the page, and we see that we don't see anything. And basically you can just add, for example, a text right here, just write something like please log in to make a booking. Yeah, we just need to put it outside our stack, just somewhere basically here, because if you're gonna put this text inside the stack, so the stack will be hidden for not authenticated customers. And now let's select this text, go to the code overrides, click New Code Override, select Outseta, and here select Show for Anonymous. Now let's update it. And let's reload our booking page. And now we see that, hey, please log in to make a booking. So now, if the user is not authenticated, the booking page just shows that, hey, you need to log in. And now let's try to log in and make a booking and see what happens. So let's click Login. So yeah, my data is pre-filled. Click Login. All right, we are redirected to our homepage, and now let's click Make Booking, and we see that our component is displayed because we are authenticated. And now we can select, for example, some time for today, let's say 2 p.m., and click Make Booking. And we are redirected to the homepage because we didn't set up the redirect page after the booking is made. But you can set up this in booking component settings. So now let's go to Bookla platform and check if we have the client that just made a booking. Yes, we see that Igor's N, so the email is correct. And let's check if we have the booking. Yeah, so the booking is made today at 2. So yeah, we have all the information here. So basically, that's it. As you see, my friends, that was really easy to integrate Outseta with Bookla and start accepting bookings from authenticated customers. In next tutorial, I will show you how to display the history of bookings for authenticated customers and how to manage those bookings. So please stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.